Imagine standing before a vast cosmic map, choosing your life's path. Among the many glowing, smooth trails, you deliberately pick the one filled with shadows and obstacles. Now consider this. What if you chose to be born into a toxic family? Not by mistake, but by design. A paradox, isn't it? Why would anyone willingly select such a challenging road? The answer lies within the depths of your purpose. Before you were even born, your soul recognized that the most profound growth comes through adversity. Think of a blacksmith forging steel. The intense heat and pressure are uncomfortable, yet they create something unbreakable. You are that. Steel, this isn't just about pain, it's about transformation. What seems like an unfair burden might be the fertile soil for the most significant awakening of your existence. So the question isn't why me, but rather what can I learn from this? Together, we'll uncover the profound truths hidden within these trials. Let's begin the journey that could redefine how you see your story. Now that we understand that the difficult path can be a conscious choice, the question arises, why toxic families? After all, what makes this challenging environment essential ground for spiritual growth? To understand, we need to look at the history that is rooted in our families. Studies show that emotional and behavioral patterns are often passed down from generation to generation, like an invisible inheritance. These patterns, often called intergenerational traumas, carry unresolved pain, secrets, and behaviors. Think about it. What you are experiencing today could be an extension of events that began decades or even centuries ago. For example, a study conducted in 2018 by researchers at the University of Cambridge highlighted that the trauma of previous generations, such as wars, significant losses, or abuses, can directly impact the mental and emotional health of subsequent generations. These unhealed traumas become cycles, passing from one generation to another until someone decides to break them. And that's where the role of toxic families comes in. They are not just an environment of pain, but also a mirror. They reflect patterns that need to be recognized and transformed. When we look at family challenges as an opportunity for learning, purpose begins to emerge. You were placed in this environment to transcend these patterns, heal wounds, and pave the way for new possibilities. Consider this. If your family were a tree, its roots would be the past generations, and you, the trunk, are intertwined with both what came before and what will be the future. By deciding to heal these roots, you not only transform your own life, but also initiate a new lineage. What seems unfair at first glance, being born into a toxic environment, is in fact a call to be the breaking point. It is an opportunity to rewrite history and prevent these pains from being passed on to future generations. Pain is universal, but its function can be interpreted in different ways. For many, it is seen as a weight that paralyzes. For others, it is the necessary impulse to grow and evolve. In this context, toxic families play a peculiar role. They create the perfect circumstances for you to face the hardest truths about yourself and transform your wounds into strength. But what does it mean for pain to be a catalyst? Let's explore this. In science, a catalyst is something that accelerates a chemical reaction without being consumed in the process. Similarly, emotional pain acts as a trigger, driving internal changes and paving the way for a stronger and more conscious version of who you are. A fundamental concept that explains this transformation is post-traumatic growth. According to research, including a 1996 study by Richard G. Tedeschi and Lawrence G. Calhoun, many people who face highly stressful events, such as family traumas, report a sense of emotional, spiritual, and psychological growth after overcoming these experiences. Adversity forces a new perspective on life, changing priorities and strengthening the sense of purpose. To illustrate, think about the process of cutting a diamond. Before it becomes a precious stone, the diamond is just a rough piece of carbon. Extreme heat and pressure are necessary to transform it into something of priceless value. Similarly, the difficulties created by challenging family dynamics can be the pressure that reveals your true essence. Moreover, the pain within toxic families is not just a challenge, it is a mirror that reflects the patterns we carry. By seeing them, you gain the chance to recognize what needs to be transformed, both in yourself and in the legacies that have been inherited. This vision is the foundation of change, allowing you to break these cycles and rewrite your story. Although the process is arduous, it carries a powerful truth. Pain is not just suffering, it can also be the seed of wisdom, resilience, and an authentic life. When we look at the wounds left by difficult family relationships, it is common to feel a weight, a sense that these marks are just symbols of pain and suffering. But what if these scars were actually testimonies of overcoming, showing that each challenge faced can become a source of inner strength? To transform these scars into strength, the first step is to understand that the impact of family dynamics is not permanent. Instead of defining it, these experiences have the potential to shape your resilience and empathy. This happens because difficulties force you to adapt, find solutions, and develop a deeper understanding of yourself and others. A clear example can be found in neuroscience, which highlights the brain's plasticity. Studies show that when you consciously choose new ways of thinking and acting, your brain reorganizes itself, creating new patterns that replace the old ones. Thus, by addressing family traumas with compassion and self-awareness, you literally rewrite the way you react to painful memories. Moreover, there is a wealth of emotional strength that emerges from vulnerability. Accepting one's own scars and difficult stories is an act of courage. It opens the door to authenticity and allows you to connect more deeply with others. When you embrace your journey as part of who you are, your experiences shift from something that limited you to something that strengthens you. These scars also serve as a guide. They help identify patterns that need to be interrupted, offering clarity on what needs to change to create healthier relationships. Each lesson drawn from past pains becomes a tool to prevent the cycle from continuing and to build a future based on balance and harmony. Therefore, turning scars into strength is not just about overcoming, it's about growing. It's recognizing that difficulties do not negate who you are, but rather reinforce the fact that you are stronger than any adversity faced. As we reflect on everything that has been discussed, an essential truth emerges. The most difficult path, the one filled with familial challenges, is not a sign of weakness or defeat. On the contrary, it is a call to transformation. Each pain faced, each obstacle overcome, becomes a brick in the construction of a stronger and more enlightened version of who you truly are. Now imagine yourself as a flame. Even when the wind blows against you, the flame may flicker, but it never goes out. Such are the chosen ones, resilient, determined, unbreakable. The toxicity around you does not define who you are. It only tests your ability to transcend, to create light from darkness. True freedom is not in changing the past, but in rewriting the impact it has on you. When you choose to embrace your story and transform your pain into learning, you not only heal yourself but also pave the way for others to follow your example. What seems to be a burden is actually an opportunity to create an impact beyond yourself. So, I leave you with this question. If you could choose today how to react to the scars of the past, how would you decide to transform your story into inspiration? For a new beginning, what would you do to ensure that your journey serves as a light for those still walking in darkness? Remember, your story matters, and the power to transform it is in your hands.